This is a question that so many freelancers have when they're just starting out. You're on a discovery call with what seems to be a really good fit client, but they ask that dreaded question, have you worked in our space before? And your heart sinks because you know the answer is unfortunately not. But does that mean that the opportunity is dead? Absolutely not. In fact, I'm living proof because I've booked 6 to 15K projects with clients in industries I've never even heard of before, from the NDIS space, which stands for the National Disability Insurance Scheme here in Australia, very niche, and also medtech startups that I have no experience, expertise, or speciality in, without pretending or lying, with them still trusting me at the end of the call and trusting their project with me. And here's exactly how I do it. Step 1 is understand why they are asking this question. When a client asks you if you've worked in the niche before, what they're really trying to confirm is, will you get it? Can you help deliver results without me hand-holding you, without me wasting weeks trying to explain to you the ins and outs of an industry? Am I better off just working with someone who have prior understanding of the space already? And your answer to this question shouldn't be, oh no, sorry, I haven't worked in this space before, but you can be more confident, because if you are a designer, a copywriter, a videographer, photographer, if you have a skill set, you need to lead with that. So step 2 is to lead with your transferable wins, your transferable skills. Even if you've never worked in this space, reassure them that it's actually not that important, because you've solved similar problems in other industries and you've delivered results for a similar type of audience, and you have mastered this skill that you can take to any project. For example, I'm a brand designer. I focus on branding and web design, and in my experience, after so many years, it really makes not that much difference whether I'm working with a cafe or a medtech startup or a financial planner, because what I'm doing is I am trying to pick their brain as to where they want their brand to be in the next decade, what they want their brand to look like, who their audience is. And once I get all of that information, I go ahead and curate a beautiful brand identity and a website. And instead of feeling like this is a disadvantage, not knowing about the industry, you gotta reframe it as a unique advantage, because you are coming in with fresh eyes. You are going to be able to design them a brand that is different to all their competitors in this space. You are able to come in with a fresh perspective. This reframes the conversation from a lack of niche knowledge to having a proven process that works universally. Step 3 is to show them that you've already done your homework. That's what clients want to see. You're proactive. If you want to instantly boost their trust, research the industry thoroughly before the call, and ChatGPT can come in very handy. Ask ChatGPT, learn about who is the top competitors, what trends are currently shaping their industry, and what are some common pain points that their customers face. And then you can go ahead and weave this into your answer. You can say something like, while I haven't worked in the NDIS space before, I noticed that your competitors all lean in quite heavily on technical jargon in their messaging, and I'd approach your brand with a more human, story-driven design that's easier for customers to connect with. Because in my experience, coming in as kind of a beginner in this space, you are able to better relate to their clients and their audience, who aren't experts just like them most of the time. And this way you can actually get better cut through. And this way you're showing insight, not inexperience. Now, step 4, use what I call the bridge statement. This is where you pivot from their world to your expertise. So here's a script that you can literally take. Say, I may not have worked in insert niche here yet, but I have achieved a similar outcome for another relevant audience. And the principles are the same. I tailor everything to your business so that it guarantees that it'll work in your market. This reassures them that you have a repeatable process that will adapt to their unique needs. You're going to hear them, you're going to understand them, and you're going to apply your expertise to their specific problem. Step number 5 is to offer a low-risk first step. If they're still hesitant, don't worry, empathize with that, and suggest a smaller starter project. Perhaps this is a design audit, a landing page redesign, or a short trial period before you up them to the full price. And here's another script that you can take. If it makes you more comfortable, we can start off with a smaller deliverable so that I can show you how I work before you get to commit to a full project. And this removes the risk and builds a lot of trust. And in my experience, 90% of small projects, they will turn into big ones and they will turn into a long-lasting client relationship. Remember, as a key takeaway, confidence is going to be the key. If you sound certain about the results you can deliver, the clients will believe you. If you sound hesitant, iffy, the clients will see right through that and they're going to be on to the next prospect. If you want to learn exactly how I package up all my offers, how I overcame my imposter syndrome when I first started out, how I find high-paying clients even when I was just early in the game and close deals for industries I've never worked on before, I break it all down in my 10K a month masterclass. And this is a full system that took me from $0 to over $130,000 a year as a freelance graphic designer without relying on too much cold pitching or going on Fiverr and Upwork, because those are not fun and not sustainable because you're not getting paid much. So make sure to scan the QR code on the left and grab your free ticket. At the end of the day, if you have a skill set that you're confident in, you can apply that to any industry, and you have to believe in yourself, and then clients will also. If you enjoy this video, I know you're also going to find this one on the left super helpful. If you enjoy listening on the go, we also have a podcast called the Brand Creator Podcast. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.